You will never hurt me.
Well, we'll get to why I call him a chicken in a second. Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter. How are you, Brad?
I'm doing good, Ben. I'm a little bit surprised that Kyle's one that I never would have pictured.
Oh, you want something to smoke too?
Yeah.
60
Yeah.
stones may break my bones, but insults from a softie like Brad Nortman.
It's not insults.
Would
I'm
never
just
hurt me.
surprised. I'm surprised you were one to back down from a challenge.
That's exactly what my brain went to. Backing down from a challenge. Even Alex Strofe, 180 pounds, that looks like he's 140 pounds, did not back down from the challenge.
179, thank you.
You're welcome. We'll get to what just happened, but 800-990-3776 on YouTube, at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Plenty to talk about today, for sure, with the Romeo Dobbs, and already a Thursday. We're heading into the football weekend very, very soon. Madison, a.k.a. Maddie, our social media extraordinaire. You may have heard her featured on my Princeton Club reads because she's a frequent goer. She definitely loves the Clean Health Club, the wonderful facilities, and she challenged me, Ben Brust, to an arm wrestling contest. I was like, you know what? I got to make sure that I'm not as weak as I think I am, right?
I got calling Maddie weak, huh?
No. I mean, maybe indirectly.
I mean, it's hard for a man's ego, I'm sure, to lose
like,
to a girl.
and like,
right? No
there's
matter
a
how
thing.
strong
There's a
and
thing
fit
called
that girl is.
dad strength too, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to test out if I had dad strength. And Maddie, welcome to the program.
Hi.
Did you pick me out as someone you thought you could beat?
I really did think I could beat you, but I think I'm a good arm wrestler.
Why do you think you're a good arm wrestler? Do you have
This is
prior
so
experience arm wrestling?
Well, I played college softball.
Okay, cool.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Thank you, Kyle. So I was really strong, and I feel like I would arm wrestle guys at bars a lot, and I'd always win. And I saw your arms, and they looked average.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
So I thought
Oh,
it was
average
good.
arm
Shots
Benjamin.
fired.
Average arms?
Yeah, that's why I knew I could beat Kyle and Strofe easily. Brad, I figured I was losing to, which I did, but he did call me strong.
Yeah, it
And
was
Ben, I
more
was in
resistance
between.
I thought.
Thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Ben, you were in between?
I'm like, I could go either way. Maybe I could beat you. Maybe
It wasn't
I
even
couldn't.
close. Sorry.
No, it wasn't close.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to get that on the record, but I'm
Oh,
okay
yeah.
with you calling me out as
Cool.
average arms Ben. I had to
Proud
prove.
of beating a woman, Ben?
Oh, wow. Come on now.
Hey.
Why would you go there?
Come on now.
We're better than that.
So are you lashing out for getting destroyed by Maddie?
That would be correct.
Well, what's worse though? Like, Strofe
Strofe
stepping up
lost
to the
and
plate.
stepped up.
Yep, and he said, "I'll just do it," and he lost. Or Kyle not even stepping up to the plate.
I have no interest whatsoever to arm wrestle anybody in this building. I don't want to touch your nasty hands first place.
Oh wow, you're gonna call it Maddie?
Oh
Nasty
wow,
hands?
that's a shot at Maddie.
Half
Hey,
y'all don't
yo.
use soap or water when y'all wash your hands. I don't want to grip hands with you all like that.
Okay,
And
that's
secondly-
excuse number one.
And secondly, I'll be honest. Listen, I haven't worked out in months. Okay, I don't know the level of strength that my arms have. I
It
have
went from
admitted
years to months.
Yeah. What's the last workout you've done?
Kill him.
I have not worked out for sure since March of 2024.
March of okay, that's this year.
That's
What
this
was
year.
that workout?
Okay.
Probably some workout in the gym here. It was a workout
Like,
that we
what
had
does
here.
that mean? Did you lift? Did you run?
Yeah, I
He
did.
walked
I did.
around and
No,
chit-chatted.
No,
Okay,
I did some
I haven't
arms,
worked out
legs.
arms in like a year.
Okay, Maddie,
Cool.
but you obviously
Sorry.
are an arm wrestler. You have confidence. I don't have confidence, and I was
Arm wrestling aficionado and social media aficionado.
How often are you at work minding your own dang business? Somebody say, I can beat you in arm wrestling. Okay, now maybe when I was younger and more fit, maybe I'll be like, okay.
So what this boils down to is you don't think you were going to win.
Yeah. Were you nervous? Were you scared?
Let me tell you something about
For
me.
real, it's okay.
Okay, nobody is going to step, at least me. I'm not going to do anything I don't have confidence in that I'm going to come out on the other end still confident. I'm not finna sit here and arm wrestle Maddie and then walk around, gotta go home to my girl after I got beat in arm wrestling, okay? I already struggled being the man that
Baby, can you give me a back rub? I'm kind of feeling sad today.
What thing I'm going to tell my daddy? My daddy here on the radio, y'all talking about, oh, his son lost to a girl in arm. My dad is a baby boomer. Yeah, I don't want none of that. You know, he'll call you and say, "Oh, you soft punk. How you let that happen?" No offense, I love women. Women are equal to men, but I'm just saying this is people around me, so I can't risk
Maddie,
that.
how do you feel about all Kyle's qualifiers?
The disclaimer of I love women, but
I do.
That's classic Kyle.
I believe in women's rights and equality.
I love women.
I do. But all it is I'm just saying I love women, but I can't lose to no woman now. I can't come on air and have
Now,
y'all
John
talk
in the
about me.
414 chimes in with the perfect way to describe Kyle. Kyle is a potato.
Potato.
I do love
You never heard of
potatoes.
that?
No,
The
I
couch
don't.
potato?
What does
Yeah,
that
just-
mean?
They're just like bland and like just scared. And
Sure.
Sedimentary?
Sure, dress me up, call me Mr. Potato Head all you want. I ain't worried about it. I am not worried about it. Say
No,
what
you
want.
are worried about it.
I'm not.
You
I'm
literally
good.
just explained to the audience that you're worried about what your dad would think if you lost to Maddie in arm wrestling.
Yeah,
A-
that's
absolutely,
deep. That's
yeah.
deep right
dude.
there.
That ain't deep. That's just
You
like-
got daddy issues.
No, that's understanding. Is understanding. Hey, if you don't have the advantage of the situation, if you can't size somebody up and be like, I can beat her in an arm wrestling match, then don't do it. If you can't size somebody up and say, I can beat him in an arm wrestling match, just don't do it. Now, Strofe, I would arm wrestle Strofe because I think I can beat Strofe. But the way that
Let's
Maddie,
do it then, punk.
okay,
Oh.
all right.
Hey.
We can. I'm
Okay.
I'll arm wrestle you. I'm still a little nervous. I'll arm wrestle
Yeah, you can come
but,
in here.
But the way
You can leave the board. All good.
the way Maddie stepped to us talking with all that confidence, I don't want that smoke.
Maddie had a lot of confidence.
She said, I could probably beat you. I could probably beat Ben.
Strofe is in the studio.
Oh, gosh.
Ready?
Alex
to
Strofe enters the
Well, I
Gruber
feel like-
Lofts
I
as
feel like
one
you-
call. That's
I feel
all
like you both-
studios.
you need- hey,
Kyle takes his
you both
headset
need to be
off.
sitting down, I feel like. It's got to be a fair terrain.
Gosh.
Fair terrain.
I don't feel confident. I haven't lifted weights in a
All right,
while.
so right now I'm going to set the scene here. It's Kyle Brussadortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
I apologize now to my father and my mother if I embarrassed the Wallace name today.
Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Ben Brust here. Kyle, would you shut up for a second? I know you're nervous.
Okay, I'll turn my mic
Strofe, be confident, beat him. Do it for the Strofe family. Like, do you need smelling salts? You need something? Get crazy. Get crazy. Yeah. Woo!
Don't let the arm bend too much now. No, both of you.
Yes, get in his head.
He just spit on me.
Good, Strofe, good. All right, right now, happening live on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, Alex Strofe and Kyle Wallace are about to arm wrestle in 3, 2, 1, go. It's a pretty fair fight. Pretty fair fight. Pretty fair
It's
fight.
pretty fair
Pretty fair
fight.
fight. Pretty fair fight. Kyle's got him leaning. Still fighting.
Oh, man.
Wait,
this is
Kyle's elbows off the ground.
Wait, it's a DQ.
This is
That's a
DQ.
That's a DQ.
DQ.
You're disqualified. Kyle,
Strofe,
your
good
elbow
job. Way
came
to
up off the
fight.
table.
You're not done. You're not done. Kyle, you can't. Your elbow can't
elbow-
come off the table.
It came up and I felt weird. I didn't want to finish him because I like my elbow came up.
Hey. Alex Strofe, are you talking to somebody? Who are you talking to? Madison Hayes back in the producer room. Strofe, you got to communicate with me, bud. What's going on here? Oh, are we moving the cameras? All right.
Oh, okay.
We're fixing the cameras up. We have a one shot of Alex Strofe and Kyle Wallace. Do we officially declare a tie?
Yeah, that's well, it's a DQ. It didn't count.
Yep. Okay.
DQs typically mean the other person wins, right?
Typically, Kyle, that's your warning.
Kyle's not pleased.
That's your warning, Kyle.
Why, hell, listen, y'all. Y'all put me on the spot. Gotta do this for my family.
All right. Second round.
414.
Elbows down.
Elbow
okay?
down.
Elbows down.
Both of you grab with your left hand a part of the table or a chair, no matter what you need. All right. Round 2. Kyle, if you lose this, you're never going to hear the end of it.
I know.
3, 2, 1. They're off!
Oh, we got to
okay.
Oh my gosh! Oh! Stroke had him! And then Kyle said 9-1. It's not over! And it's over!
I didn't cheat it. I almost broke my arm.
Oh, that
Maddie,
is-
you next. And I'm just kidding. My arm hurts.
Actually, yeah, Maddie, get in here. No, come in here.
No, I want no
No,
part.
come in here. Maddie, come in here right now.
I saw her beat
Nope.
Strofe the way she beat Strofe, and my arm hurts.
Maddie,
I'm on the injury reserve.
No.
Oh,
You can't
no.
call her out like that.
Listen, Maddie, it'll be 50-50. And 50-50 ain't good enough.
Oh, yeah,
for me.
you're up, Maddie.
Okay.
You're
I'm
up.
hurt. My arm's hurt.
Maddie Hayes, our ESPN Milwaukee social media arm wrestling extraordinaire, comes in with the shadow boxing.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Strofe, he hit my arm and he started bending it, and now it hurt.
Oh,
It does.
Kyle.
Strofe, my arm, my elbow hurts.
I've arm wrestle him. He did not do that.
No, he,
Excuses.
Yeah.
He would
Strofe, I'm not going to lie. Proud of your effort.
Thank you,
Yeah,
brother.
those good efforts,
Like,
Stroh.
you know, like,
he tried to cheat and he hurt my elbow. Strofe, don't tell him the truth, Strofe.
all right,
I
cameras.
did nothing.
Cameras are
Oh.
fixed. We have Madison Hayes versus Kyle Wallace.
I told you I'm not finna let my family down.
Well, we're gonna find
She
out.
said, let me win my behind. I'm not, listen, you know what? I decide that I have no intentions. Me and her are not, we're different genders. We have to compete in different gender classes. Wisconsin doesn't have that. So
Maddie, step up to the plate. Kyle, step up to the plate.
Oh, gosh.
Do left arm.
Left arm. Okay. I mean,
All right, here we go. Come on,
Do left arm.
I'm not wasting time with this. You're going, Kyle.
okay. Oh gosh.
All right, they've locked arms. Both elbows are on the
her
table.
wrist is tight.
She,
Wait a minute, Maddie.
Brad,
Maddie know
go
how to-
judge. Brad, go
Maddie,
put your hands
wait,
up.
What do you mean don't cheat, Maddie? You got your arm.
Brad Nortman.
We got
Brad
straight-
Nortman is
we got
getting the
straight
arm
wrist.
straight.
Okay.
Look, he just cheated.
Okay, let's just relax.
Her arm feels tight.
Okay.
See what he keeps doing?
Feel her wrist.
Do not cup the
Let's just
wrist.
get started. 3,
2, 1, and they're equal.
Oh, look at him.
They're equal.
am I-
She's
how am
fighting
I-
back.
wait, how-
She's fighting back. She's got Kyle on the ropes.
I'm
Maddie
not-
Hayes has Kyle on the ropes. The Wallace family's going to be in shame if she does. Kyle's fighting back. It's a halfway
Daddy,
fight,
I love you.
and
Daddy, I love you.
and he wins for the
Daddy,
Wallace
I love
family.
you. Who else wants some? Who else wants some?
No, he cheated.
I didn't
He
cheat.
cheated.
She moved while she had to stand up. Who else wants?
Cheated right off the bat with the wrist.
Kyle, wow.
I didn't want to
my
do it.
Final
blood
word
is
before
pumping.
we get to Romeo Dobbs.
I tried to, I care about women's suffrage and the rights of women.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Ben's pretty good at impersonations.
Hey, he's
Quotes.
pretty good.
I will give him
I
that.
either
I'll give
crush
him
him
that.
or suck at him.
He's pretty good at faking it.
Yeah, being a faker.
Yeah, that's
exactly what it is.
That's what
Oh,
acting
man,
is.
why can't we come together?
Yeah, you
right now?
were very creative in faking it. Good job.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Every Tuesday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Don't miss the ESPN Wisconsin Media Poll Rankings Reveal Show. We unveil the top 10 teams in the large division and small division all around the state. That's every Tuesday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The ESPN Wisconsin Media Poll Rankings Reveal Show.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Bud Light's impactful initiative with Folds of Honor. This fall, Bud Light and Folds of Honor need your help to highlight the stories of those who gave their all in service of our country. If you know someone close to you that is a fallen or wounded veteran or first responder, please submit their story to be recognized by Kyle Bruston Nortman. Now through the week of Veterans Day, submit a story of a service member for their family's chance to be featured on the air, along with a Milwaukee Bucks weekend experience. Write into ESPNFoldsofHonor.com. That's ESPNFoldsofHonor.com, and we will honor the families of those who've kept our family safe.
I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. We've been at the heart of many magical moments, from engagements to weddings to sweet 16s. It warms my heart to be a part of these moments for 40 years with people I consider family. With the highest standards and an eye for classic beauty, enjoy a warm boutique setting at Goodman's Jewelers, where integrity shines in every gem. At 220 State Street, Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store, Madison, since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Have you lost weight in the past but gained it all back and more? We know the secret to losing weight and keeping it off long-term without drugs or injections. At MadisonWeightLoss.com, many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, or keep it off without prepackaged meals, no exercising, no hormones, no injections, no drugs or surgery. Go to MadisonWeightLoss.com now.
Hi, it's Jesse Nelson. I've seen some amazing results by simply changing what I eat, thanks to the expert coaching from Madison Weight Loss. Closing in on the end of the 60-day program, program, I'm well in reach of achieving my goal to lose 40 pounds. I'm wearing clothes I never thought I'd fit into again, and I'm feeling great naturally, thanks to Madison Weight Loss.
To learn about our program, go to MadisonWeightLoss.com and schedule your free private phone consultation. Our staff will walk you through our entire program, talk about your health goals, and see if it's a good fit for you. Call 608-774-7241 or go to MadisonWeightLoss.com to schedule your free phone consultation now. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Join in the fun and celebrate the harvest season. Jim Rutledge here, and on Saturday, October 12th, the Bruce Company in Middleton will host their annual Family Fall Festival with a petting zoo, mini pumpkins, face painting, and photo opportunities in front of their festive autumn cabin and giant pumpkin. The Bruce Company transforms into a fall wonderland. Free to all and no registration is necessary. Take the family to the Bruce Company on October 12th from 11 till 2. The Bruce Company in Middleton and online at brucecompany.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
All right, it's been settled. Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, Brad Nortman here with you. We all were able to defeat the arm wrestling extraordinaire and social media extraordinaire, Maddie, of our ESPN Milwaukee office. Alex Drofe has not been able to beat her, and until he does, he will be required to do 20 push-ups a day during the break at some point during this show until you beat her. Sound good?
I think that's fair. Yeah, that's fine.
Maddie, your confidence okay?
Oh, wow.
It took a pretty bad beating today.
Yeah, my ego's feeling something, and I do think I could beat you any other day. If we were on a steady table.
All right. You know what? You know what we do? We do our show, and then we do this professionally.
Yes.
We set up some cameras. You guys get mic'd up. We do some pre-training videos.
I'm retiring.
I'll beat you in a race, too.
My elbow hurts. My abdomen hurts because I activated a core muscle that hasn't been activated in a very long time. I'm done with that.
This reminds me of when
I'm in pain. I'm not gonna lie to you.
When my brother Jonathan, who's 9 years older than me, we'd play basketball growing up, and I would never beat him until I was 15 years old. I beat him one time, and he beat me the next game. He has not played me ever since, and it still bothers me to this day.
Undefeated since 2015?
Not undefeated. He just got the last one.
So you beat him once. He beat you the next day, and he'll never play.
No,
again?
we played another one-on-one that same day, and he got me, and then he just literally walked off the court and said, "I'm never playing you again." How'd he play?
Yeah, that's what older siblings do.
That's what older siblings do.
No
And maybe, I don't know if Romeo Dobbs has older siblings, but they'd be like, "Bro, didn't we teach you anything? Get your butt back in there and don't go AWOL and support your dang team and figure it all out." And look, for those who've missed it, Romeo Dobbs, right, heading into the season in training camp, it's funny looking back as when I search Romeo Dobbs' name, he comes up in every Packers beat writer's articles as the guy that stood out most in training camp. The guy who was going to take that next step leap and maybe become the go-to target for Jordan Love. Not to say that he can't be a reliable option and maybe even go beyond what he's done this far in the season, but he definitely didn't set himself up for success after missing practice and not showing up and having the Packers go to his house to make sure he was alive by simply not reporting at all and not letting anyone know. He has since talked to Matt LaFleur. He did not speak with the media yesterday, which was very intriguing because there was everyone in the locker room, and Jason Wilde and Wilde and Tausch talked about how it's very rare. He can't remember a time in which there was something about a player that happened within the organization, the locker room, and they didn't speak the next day to address it. The whole thing's weird, man. It's still sitting weird with me, and I don't like this at week 5. I don't like this in week 17. I don't like this ever if I'm a head coach, GM, or teammate of Romeo Doubs. What the heck you do with Romeo Doubs, Kyle?
Listen, there's two options that you have here when it comes to Romeo Doubs. Either Romeo Doubs gets the dang ball or Romeo Doubs is asking for out. So with me, when I look at this situation, this scenario, and it's not just Romeo Doubs not showing up for his team coming to practice. It's not just him going AWOL. It's how he responded to all of this, right? Typically when somebody is in the wrong or believes they are in the wrong, they have time to reflect. Romeo Doubs had time to reflect over the weekend as his team flew to Los Angeles without him. That was a moment where he had to watch his boys go fight and play football without him because of a decision that he made, so he was suspended. Usually there is some remorse, some empathy. There's something that usually comes after you feel like you did something wrong. But when I look at Romeo Doubs, who I very much so do not know this guy whatsoever, but based off everything that we saw or heard about him, we thought he was a good dude. He still could be a good dude. But from what we have seen, the Packers have no choice but to move on from Romeo Doubs. That is the best case scenario at this point, because if he would have came back and did an interview with the press yesterday and said, hey, like, listen, I got frustrated. Things happened, but I'm excited to still be here. Me and Matt talked about it, and I'm excited to move forward. Like when Jair had his opportunity to talk, right? They all came to a resolution that they were going to move forward together. In this situation and scenario, based off the fact that nobody really wanted to talk about it except for Christian Watson, the fact that Matt LaFleur said we're going to move forward, it seems to me that there is not a real resolution. It is just they had a conversation. Talking about open communication. That was what Matt LaFleur said. We just need better communication. What did Jordan Love say? I have an open door policy. They're talking about communication. They're not talking about us talking to Romeo Doubs and finding a resolution, and we feel confident moving forward, we're going to be okay. From everything that we're seeing, Romeo Doubs still does not feel like he did anything wrong. Romeo Doubs ain't going to change. Romeo Doubs had goals and aspirations coming into this season as a third-year player that he had expectations he was going to perform at a high level. When he looks at his stats, when he watches game film, he is not satisfying himself, and in return, he's blaming others around him, and the result of that is not going to be good. Thank goodness this is a good football team, because if it wasn't, it would be a big issue with Romeo Doubs. But I'm telling y'all this right now, regardless of how much I praised him in the offseason, we're going to have to move on from Romeo Doubs at some point, and I'd rather it be now versus later.
800-990-3776. Do you want Romeo Doubs to be a Packer? Kyle does not. He thinks we should trade his ass right now. He didn't say ass, so I shouldn't say that, because then people would think that I'm misquoting
We're going to sue your ass.
Yeah, Kyle would do that to me if I misquoted him. Real quickly, before we get to Brad, our former NFL player who's been in a locker room, I do want to hear Jordan Love's response to a Jason Woodley question about how he feels like he can be approached in situations like this.
Yeah, no, I definitely, as a quarterback, I always want the guys on the team, the guys on the offense who I'm throwing the ball to have that open door and feel they can come talk to me about anything, any situation, and, we can build on whatever might be going through that. But, yeah, it's one of those situations I love for those guys to talk, communicate with me, just so we can be on the same page, because I think, as we have a good relationship, the team will have a good, everything will be better for that.
We have a good relationship, do you?
To me, getting rid of Romeo Doubs via trade, too much too quickly.
I agree.
You gotta let him come back into the fold. And if Jordan Love, the guy whose voice we were just listening to, the franchise $55 million man of the Green Bay Packers, it's on him to be the leader that you are paying him to be. If he has half of the leadership qualities required to be a Super Bowl type quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, then he needs to be able to smooth the situation and be able to pacify Romeo Doubs. And I believe Romeo Doubs is one of the closest friends he has on the team. So he thought. There is no reason that Jordan Love can't be the guy, and he has to be the guy to lead the Packers through this turbulent waters, which it is. This is a big deal. If I was on the Green Bay Packers now in the locker room, this would be something that would ding the culture. It would ding the vibes, all the good momentum that you have. It disrupts that. But Jordan Love, when you're a leader, it might not be your fault, but it's your responsibility to then figure out a way to make this right. And he needs to be able to be mature and be able to figure out, how can I make Romeo happy while also not alienating other receivers, making it seem like I'm giving him preferential treatment, and making sure that we run a healthy game plan to give our offense the success. So you're not going to go find another guy like Romeo Doubs from a production standpoint that can supplement this offense, right? The benefit is all these guys are cheap. All these guys are young. You have Romeo Doubs for this season and next season. Nobody's going to want him via trade for anything less than a 6th-round draft pick, 7th-round draft pick.
And what does that do for you?
What are you going to do for that? You want to win now. You want to win next year. That is your window with this young team. So it's on Jordan Love. If the Packers react similar to how he just reacted to not getting what he wants, it'll continue to descend into chaos. It's on Jordan Love to be mature, to be the leader, and be able to say, you know what, this isn't my fault, but it's my responsibility to figure out a way to make it right. If Jordan Love can't do it, then maybe in the offseason you explore it. But this season, he's got to stay on the team. And if the Packers want to win a Super Bowl, they're going to need all their receivers to be able to be playing at their best level.
800-990-3776. Do you want Romeo Doubs to be a Packer? I really do want to know. I'm in the Brad camp. I'm not going to, here's the thing. This is one where I'm not going to disagree with Kyle. If they were to move on, I'd be like, hey, look, the Packers are dealing with an unprecedented situation of a guy that literally left them out to dry, didn't travel with the team, didn't tell anyone he wasn't coming to practice. That is a big deal. But I'm of the belief that this is all like a win-win in a weird way for the Packers and Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs has an opportunity to come back in the locker room, take ownership, show up to work every day, work hard, not complain, and go out and produce. And guess what? If he doesn't, and he becomes a distraction, the Packers can show that they will have a no tolerance for that. If he becomes a distraction for this team, they've shown, despite who it is, Bo Melton, Malik Heath, Dontavian Wicks, I know he hasn't caught the ball well recently, I know, they'll go next man. And this offense will scheme guys open. If you think you're above what Matt LaFleur and this offense is capable of doing, they will replace you. They can suspend you if you are detrimental to the team. And guess what that's going to do for you, Romeo Doubs? It's not going to land you a contract that you have in your head right now. So the Packers are in total control of this. When I say that, Romeo Doubs has to control what he can control, but if he doesn't, the Packers control his destiny. Because if he's not showing up and he's not being a great teammate, all right, Romeo, this is on your resume. I know it sucks, right? You want Romeo Doubs to be good. You want to have some value for him whether you trade. You don't want it to be a situation where he eventually just goes away for nothing. You don't get anything out of him. But at the same time, you have to set a precedent as a team. You give him a chance to step up, but if he doesn't step up, he's hurting himself. He's hurting everything he's thinking about is the wrong way. If this team wins and he has an opportunity like he did against the Cowboys last year to play well in a big game, that's film. That's something that can be seen. That's something that can be used for your benefit, Romeo. Stop listening to whoever's talking to you because you're not getting good advice.
Yeah, he went about this the worst way possible, Romeo Doubs. There's so many other ways you could have went about this, and guys would understand, but he went about it the worst way possible, and that's via abandonment. He abandoned that team, and that is a deep-seated issue. That's something that can really disrupt things. And when it comes to his value, he is much more valuable on the Packers team than he is elsewhere via trade or anything else. And it is on Jordan Love. This is why you pay Jordan Love this much money, to be able to take an offense, take possible disruptions, maybe guys that want to be making more money that can't, figure out a way to pacify them and get them in the fold. And Jordan Love needs to go up to Romeo Doubs and say, look, dude, you were in the wrong. You've broken some trust. You've broken some bonds. It's on you to go out there and apologize to the guys you need to apologize to, which I'm not sure that's happened yet. And you need to go out there and be the player. If you go out there and ball out, I'm going to get you the ball. But it's on you to do that. This is the very opposite way.
You want to play victim? Go ahead. See how that works for you.
I think something that you guys are failing to understand is
Excuse you?
No, I'm just going to be honest with you. And again, I want to repeat saying this. I thought the world of Romeo Doubs, and I still think he's a good dude. This has nothing to do with his character. This has everything to do with the way that he went about a situation in the workplace, which allows for us to judge and us to critique. Now, when I look at this,
it shows your character, Kyle.
Athletically, the way that you okay,
this shows your personal character and where your priorities are
when it comes to football. Because outside
immaturity
of life,
for sure.
Yeah, outside of life, he can give his arm or leg or whatever for people he loves. But when it comes to work and his dreams and aspirations, he may not be willing to sacrifice himself for others. It seems like he may be fed up with that. But the issue I have with Romeo Doubs is it seems like his mentality. We already knew he was kind of just to himself, which is cool. But what I don't want is I don't want some guy moping around, right? Being upset. And I don't know how he's going to react to the things that I say. You know the reason why Jordan Love probably hasn't gone up to Romeo Dobbs and said, hey, you have to eat this one. You need to apologize to the team. We still support you. I'm still going to give you your targets, but you got to let everybody know you're going to be here with us, because they don't feel comfortable enough to do that. Christian Watson talking about he went up there to talk to him a little bit. Like, the fact that that's a big deal for me to talk to a teammate I've had for 3 years, a quarterback or a wide receiver I went to California with and worked out with, that we're not sure how those conversations are going. There is clearly something with Romeo Dobbs where people do not know exactly how he's going to react. And I'm not talking about outbursts. I'm not talking about snapping. I'm talking about, okay, yeah, Like, that isn't very inviting, right? When you don't know what you're going to get with somebody, you just say, you know what? I'm going to be standoffish. All I'm going to say is, hey, bro, I just want to let you know. Not, hey, you need to do this. It's, hey, I just want to let you know I support you, and, whatever it is, and we're going to come together as a team. You're doing the talking instead of them having a real conversation with you. Again, I don't have the inside information on that, but it seems to me, based off what we heard, he is not an approachable person that you can have a conversation with and move forward. It seems to me like he's just a person that's going to say, okay, yeah.
Don't give a damn.
Yeah.
He's got to figure it out and grow up.
Yeah, well, you can say that all you want, but that could mess with chemistry of a football team. Nobody likes that oddball.
You think he can mess with chemistry? He made the decision to mess with the chemistry. He's got to deal with the consequences and do something that's out of his comfort zone.
He made us a worse team on Sunday because he chose a selfish decision to put himself first. That's exactly what that is. He put himself over this football team. We're not just talking about him going out there catching passes. We're talking about guys going out there playing the game that they love and trying to win, the integrity of the game. Playoffs. You get a check for making the playoffs, don't you, Brad?
Sure do.
That's money in the pocket. He's messing with that for others.
He's messing with your fandom, too.
He is messing with my fandom.
800-990-3776. Do you want Romeo Dobbs to be a Packer? We'll hear from Christian Watson on the other side. A lot to get to on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
You should be happy Pac-Man Jones has had this on his headphones, or he definitely would have pulled up on you.
I think Pac-Man's lucky I didn't have this on my headphones.
Oh, you right.
I would have been. Right. I'm really feeling swaggy and confident.
You say, yeah, you're in my space. Oh, what you gonna do?
Because even just hearing the song, like, for those who are on the YouTube, they can see I'm bobbing my head right now. Like, this is like, okay.
Go ahead, say ski.
Ski.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owns. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Greg Scalzo here for Buckin' Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buckin' Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buckin' Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buckin' Honeys.
Nothing makes being outdoors better than having the right gear and the right crew. So here's an idea. Let Mountain Dew supply the gear and you bring the friends. Because when you buy specially marked multi-packs of Mountain Dew, you can collect points and earn epic limited edition outdoor gear. We're talking everything from custom Mountain Dew camp chairs and backpack coolers to exclusive Mountain Dew tents, fishing boats, and more. So buy Dew, collect points, get gear, and get outside with Mountain Dew outdoor gear.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18 plus. Subject to program terms at dewoutdoors.com and 12/31/24. Void or prohibited.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
For 71 years, Daniels Construction has been building better futures, people, and communities right here in South Central Wisconsin. As an award-winning contractor, they specialize in a diverse workload and self-performing services. Daniels Construction is proud to be an employee and family-owned business. And as a dedicated youth apprentice employer, you can start or advance your career with their multi-trade opportunities and on-the-job paid training. Build your future with Daniels Construction today. Visit daniels-co.com to learn more.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris chat with Bucks legend Junior Bridgman. Find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back.
I mean, I think that we all, respect the way that Rome goes about his business in the building, and I think we have a tight-knit family. I mean, everyone's going to have, their own opinions on the situation, but at the end of the day, I think, 2 days isn't going to, ruin the, 3 years of work and commitment he's, put in for us.
Christian Watson yesterday at media availability talking about Romeo Doubs. Kyle Bruston-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, and Alex Strofe. Now, when you hear Christian Watson speak, he really, I would say, opened up more than any player to the media yesterday. He did say he doesn't think 2 days is going to break up 3 years of work, but it sure as hell doesn't feel like that. At least that's not that. From everything I'm reading, everything I'm hearing, everything from fans, I never want to make too big of a deal of something that isn't a big deal. But when I have Brad Nortman sitting to my left telling me, and Brad is one of the most best character people I've ever met in my life, telling me what it would be like in an NFL locker room if this happened to him, I'm going to listen to Brad.
Yeah, it would be disruptive. At a minimum, it's a distraction, but at maximum, and how it probably will feel to most of these guys, is that trust has been breached, and it disrupts what you have. One of the biggest assets this Packer team had was a feeling of, we are not for ourselves. We are for one another. The Packer G is greater. What we want to attain as a team is greater. My preferences take a back seat. And all of that has now been ripped apart at the seams and had been called into question, because all it takes is one guy doing it. One guy doing it in an overt type of situation, to where other receivers like Christian Watson, who we just heard, he's probably thinking to himself, well, wait a minute. I'm a second-round draft pick, and I'm the same draft class as Romeo Doubs. Our opportunity to get paid will come at the same time. And even if he'd been thinking about it, which I'm sure he is, because every NFL player thinks about how can I maximize my money, it's just a fact, he wouldn't let it spill over into the team. But now if Romeo Doubs is going to lean a little bit selfishly, maybe Christian Watson leans a little bit more selfishly, right? It can have a cascading effect. So if there is one point that I agree with Kyle, is wondering how quickly and can you actually get Romeo Doubs back in the fold? Because if he's not going to get behind it, it can be a toxic situation that can spread to the other guys. And I think it is going to be a bumpy road back. I don't think they're just going to bring him in and say, hey, we're all good. It just doesn't work like that. Trust is gained in drops and lost in buckets. And it was lost in a bucket.
Oh, wow. That was really good.
Powerful.
He just dropped me from what I was going to say. My goodness. But I do not think it's a coincidence that you watch Jaden Reed have a great game, right, against the Lions. He played well, whatever. And then you watch Tay Wicks have multiple touchdowns against the Lions. And then after that, the response, not the Lions, I'm sorry, the Vikings.
I was I know all you love talking about is that Thanksgiving game against the Lions from last year.
Because we had a bad game before that. But with the Vikings, the way they responded in the second half with the Vikings, Reed had a good game, and then on top of that, Tay Wicks had 2 touchdowns, right? Like the way that game went, even though the Green Bay Packers lost against the Minnesota Vikings, Romeo Doubs still wasn't featured in the second half when they were trying to make that comeback. And so I really believe...
It's still so stupid of somebody when Christian Watson goes down to say, hey, I don't want to play in L.A. when I'm going to have more opportunity.
This is why this is rooted in somebody being a low-key hater. That's what it is. They got to shine. I didn't. That is low-key being a hater. And that's what I'm saying is that he did not have the mentality from what we have heard. Again, we're not in the locker room like that, but from what we have heard, he did not have that mentality of, I got a chance to sit down and watch my guys play and let me come back and make this right. He didn't have that make this right mentality. And from the vibes that we're getting, that's not the way we want him to respond. That's not an ideal way to respond to this type of situation, is the fact that he did not seem like he came to say, let me make this right. When it came to being interviewed potentially by the media, he let everybody else answer the questions about him. He didn't come in there and answer the questions for himself. Now he made Christian Watson. Now he made he made Jaden Reed. He made our quarterback and Jordan Love. He made everybody else answer questions about him because he didn't feel like he needed to answer questions. At the end of the day, as a professional, I know you guys do a lot of things you don't want to do, but this is a situation as a maybe a leader of this football team. You say, hey, let me just answer the questions. You have control of how you answer them, but you address it and you move on. But he decided not to do that. He walked past the locker room and left his team out to dry a second time in less than a week.
I think that is a really strong point you make, Kyle, as Aaron in Fredonia chimes in, 800-990-3776. Romeo Doubs left his teammates hanging when he skipped practice. He left them hanging when he got suspended. He left them hanging yesterday by not talking to the media and making Watson and everyone else answer questions about him. Man up, own it, rip the Band-Aid off, and let's all move on. Just get it over with, then all can be forgiven. But now, it could have been that. Now there's another layer. He's making this harder on himself every day it goes by with him not talking. And then sure, I see a video on social media of Matt LaFleur going out around practice and dapping up Xavier McKinney and talking with different players. And when he sees Romeo Doubs, they fist bumped or whatever. You can say that it was a nothing burger, or you can honestly say, that's a little weird. Everything that's going on, it felt weird. If you want to be blind, be blind. But I'm telling you, it is weird because of all of the breadcrumbs that we have in front of us.
Well, it is weird. And trust was lost. So the question is, how quickly can trust be rebuilt? I'm thinking about last year to Jair, right? When he got suspended after the captainship coin toss thing where he self-proclaimed himself a captain, went to Carolina, went there and called the coin toss and the whole thing. He got a suspension. Now, I want you to hear Jair's quotes in the wake of that and compared to how Romeo Doubs have handled things so far this week. Alexander said following the Wednesday after he was back after being suspended, yeah, I was surprised by this suspension. I thought it might be fine. When asked about the relationship between him and the team, if anything, it improved. I think it was definitely something to learn from, Alexander said. There's definitely things that I could have improved upon during that week upon communication. Moving forward, that won't happen again. This is Jair Alexander, maybe the most...
Not toxic, but
most like
polarizing.
Wait, hold on. Were you clapping for Brad, right?
No, we were clapping for Jair.
Jair.
The way Jair took ownership of his mistake. Did anyone think Jair would be somebody after going out for the coin toss for him to say, I could have handled it better, could have communicated better, and it won't happen again? That's all we're looking for from Romeo.
I was just hung up on the fact that Brad stopped mid-sentence to join in on the clapping.
Brad joined himself.
I was like, people are clapping. I should clap too. But he's probably...
Clap with us and wherever you're listening.
And maybe the word for Jair would be the most seemingly immature. And look at the mature route that he took to bandage that up. And then he was key. The playoff push, he's been key this year. That is certainly water under the bridge. I'm waiting for Doubs to do the same thing to repair this relationship.
800-990-3776. We'll get to your calls. We'll get to your texts. But also worth noting, Matt LaFleur spoke to the media. Luke Musgrave is likely going to the IR, which means he will be out 4 weeks. More opportunity for Tucker Kraft and more opportunity for the pass catchers. More targets, more share, even if it's just a little bit, because Musgrave wasn't really involved. But I do want to get to over-under coming up next. The royal family of Franklin, I'm sure they're waiting by their phones, ready to win a gift card for $50 if they're on the right side of over-under. Maybe you want to be a part of over-under as well, because it is fun and we love this segment. What you got to do is be caller 6 or caller 9 at 800-990-3776. And caller 6, you're going to get a category from Alex Strofe. Brad, Kyle, myself, we team up to get 10 guesses to get as many right answers as possible in that category. If we get over the number that Alex Strofe did, whoever's on the over wins. Whoever on the under would lose there. But you get a choice as caller 6. Caller 9, you're going to be stuck on the other side. 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776. Over under. Coming up next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I put my card in, I pump. When it clicks, I pull it out, I put it away, and I move on to my own.
That's what she said. Thanks so much, old T.
She pumps and moves on with her life.
Take it out, put it in, move on. That's what she said. Come on, Kyle. Keep up. That's Packers Hall of Famer. That was one of my better ones, and he's confused. Well, he's still fixated on Lola Bunny.
No, I don't think she says that.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's football season, and Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all the action on the gridiron. With a game-changing rewards program, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats ensures that every fan can catch their favorite teams and players in action. Vivid Seats has you covered with deals that cater to every football enthusiast. And all tickets come back by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by The Jump Around. Don't miss new episodes of this exclusive digital show talking all things Wisconsin sports every Thursday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. In his media day presser, Wisconsin men's basketball coach Greg Gard noted John Blackwell made a massive leap over the offseason, one very similar to 2022 lottery pick Johnny Davis.
He wanted to be the best player on the floor. He wanted to dominate. Johnny came back with that same type of mentality as a sophomore. The mindset and approach to the game, the maturity level and the willingness and the want to be the best is pretty evident. And I saw that with Johnny, and I see that with John as well. And a competitive mindset to be the best on the floor.
Pella's windows and doors feature durable materials, custom colors, and innovative features like shades between the glass. Get 0% interest for up to 36 months at PellaWI.com.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Hey friend, ready for a sweet trip down memory lane? Head to the bake sale at Quick Trip. Craving those fresh, oven-baked cookies like Grandma used to make? The Quickery's got them. Baked with love and a touch of that old-fashioned goodness. In a rush? Grab a muffin for just $1.19. A perfect on-the-go treat. From glazers to cake donuts. Indulge at the bake sale. So what are you waiting for? Treat yourself. Only at Quick Trip.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. GRB is hosting its annual Top Prospect Camp on Saturday, October 12th for pitchers, catchers, and position players. This annual event has attracted the top talent from across the Midwest for 13 years. This is your chance to showcase your skills in front of the top colleges in the country, and the camp is open to all players in the 2025 through 2028 grad classes. Visit grbacademy.com to register now. Raise baseball. Raise your game.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
A quick deep breath from the drama around Romeo Dobbs. Have some fun here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. One of our favorite segments is over-under at around 2:45, but 2:51. A little late. It's okay. The way it works is, well, let's Strofe explain.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
There's something wrong with my elbow from all the arm wrestling we did earlier.
That you can't slide the slider down?
No.
Yeah. I don't know, right in here. I don't know what I did. Kyle, I think you injured me. Workers' comp.
We both need workers' comp.
All right, fellas, this is how the game works. I've got a list of 10. I made a line for the over-under. Caller 6 called in. That was Dwayne in West Bend. Dwayne in West Bend likes the over today. Caller number 9.
Of course.
Representing the royal family of Franklin. It's unbelievable.
Is this the grandpa, the dad, the brother, or the cousin?
Yeah, it is. It is the OG. It is Mike in Franklin. He is on the under today as caller number 9.
What was Mike's reaction when he was caller number 9?
Yeah, so I answered the phone. So this is how I do it, right? I go through 1 through 9. So I go, hey, caller 6, please stay on hold. Your caller 7, try again. Your caller 8, try again. Caller 9, please hold. Go back to caller 6, take caller 6's info. Then I said, all right, back to you, caller 9. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Laughter. Hysterical laughter comes through the phone. And I knew immediately it was Mike in Franklin. And he goes, Strophe, it's Mike. How you doing? Hey, Mike.
I'll tell you what, whatever gift cards were given away, they're having a whole Christmas party with all of them.
They could have the entire Nortman neighborhood over at this rate.
That's something. That's saying something.
Anyway. All right, today's list. I am looking for the top 10 leaders in passing yards so far this season in the NFL. The quarterbacks with the most passing yards. Top 10. The over-under set at 7.5. You need 8 or more to hit the over. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1.
The leader in the NFL is Geno Smith, final answer.
Wow.
Good job. That is correct. 1,466 yards on the season.
Dak Prescott is on that list, final answer.
I'm starting to think you're staring at it. He's number 2, 1,424.
Joe Burrow. He's put up some numbers.
He put
Joe
up 500
Burrow,
last
final
week.
answer.
5 touchdowns.
Joe Burrow, number 6, 1,370.
Kirk Cousins should be on that list because he went for 500.
I like that.
I mean, one would think. Kirk Cousins, final.
Yep, he's number 5 ahead of Joe Burrow.
All right, bulk yardage. Purdy's been kind of
Purdy's up there.
Consistent enough.
Yeah.
Let's put him to the side for a second. Just brainstorm. It's not Caleb Williams. Jordan Love missed 2 games.
Oh, what about Darnold?
Yeah, Darnold should be on that list.
He should. We're going to put him and Purdy on the side.
Put Goff on the side, too.
He hasn't had his monster of a year, and they were on bye, so I don't like that.
That's right. Good.
2 minutes.
Tua, no. I'm just thinking of other guys. Daniel Jones,
how
no.
about
Rodgers,
CJ?
No.
Stroud.
CJ,
he's border. He's a border guy.
border. I would put Purdy and Darnold ahead of him.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know if he's.
I don't.
He had that
I don't,
big game
I don't
with
think he
Marvin
splashed
Harrison,
as much as you think.
Okay.
I think we have the names, honestly.
Well, let's go with Purdy final.
Brock Purdy, number 4, 1 yard ahead of Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Darnold final.
Sam Darnold, number 13 in the league.
How much?
Can't tell you that. He's off the list.
All right. Let's dig a little deeper.
So we have 5.
No Colts player. No Titans player.
No Rodgers. No Love.
What about Baker Mayfield?
Oh, Lamar Jackson.
Does he throw for that
Yeah,
much?
he just went. They just went crazy this last weekend.
I'm good with Lamar final.
Okay.
Lamar's number 9, 1,206 yards.
Dang, I just had one in my
1
head and I lost
minute.
it.
What about our boy in Buffalo?
You got 6
Oh,
right now.
yeah,
You need at least 2
Allen.
more.
Josh
Josh Allen final.
Wow. Okay, we can't get another wrong.
He is number 22, surprisingly.
Okay, so we have 6 and we need 8.
Yeah. We have written down Stroud, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, you have 2 guesses left. You got to hit them
Baker.
both.
Baker.
Hang on, let's go through the entire list before because I had one.
30
Jalen
seconds.
Hurts hasn't done much.
Not Hurts.
Commander's quarterback, Jaden
Oh,
Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. How is he for the? I think I just looked at it. He's 1,000 something.
Started slow.
Dang, I had a graphic of him
2
and
guesses left,
RG3
fellas.
on the
Jaden
list.
final. Is Baker on there?
Number 12, Baker's number 10.
And then
but
Stroud.
that's
10.
still
And
the
then
under.
Stroud is
9, 8,
I don't think
7.
we already lost.
6.
So.
You already lost. I know.
Was Stroud on it?
Things. Yeah, Stroud was number 3.
Oh, man.
The other names he missed.
You know what, Kyle? Why didn't you just say Nico?
Hey,
and I'd been like,
guys, let's hold off on Kyle before you realize how dumb you really are.
We never said Mahomes either.
Yeah, that would be correct.
Was
You forgot
Mahomes-
about a guy named Patrick Mahomes?
Was he on the list? I was thinking like he might have down
Yeah, it's
here.
Patrick Mahomes. He's on the list.
Yeah,
Wow.
We said Jaden Daniels.
Bad showing.
You also missed Matt Stafford.
Oh.
You never said the name Patrick Mahomes in a quarterback list.
Well, I
you
was
didn't even
thinking
say
his
it.
name.
Yeah, you didn't even say it out loud. Not once.
yeah, I'm not going to feel bad about the Stafford one because naturally it's, no Puka, no
How
Kupp.
did we not guess? We guessed Jaden Daniels over Pat Mahomes. You rushed.
You guessed Sam Darnold over Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes.
but he's like killing it.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
is-
is Patrick Mahomes.
Anyone
With
over Mahomes
his
is bad.
Darnold's touchdown passes are high.
Where's Mahomes? Is what on the list?
He's number 8.
Yeah, I knew he had to be low.
Well, that sucks, but at least the royal family won.
Yeah, they just clean up. don't
No,
they?
actually,
I don't like
I'm
that.
anti-royal family. I care about KBN Nation, not
Yeah,
just one
belief.
family. I love the family, though. I don't like losing over/under.
Yeah, you rushed
Especially
it.
that
You
category.
rushed
What do you
it
mean
a
I
little.
rushed it? The time was running out.
We didn't have the countdown yet, right?
Yeah,
No,
you were down to
definitely
20
did.
seconds.
Oh,
yeah.
20 seconds. Okay. Yeah.
You
Okay.
never said the name Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I heard you.
You
That's-
never said the name Patrick Mahomes.
I didn't know he was going to put Jaden Daniels as final. That was pretty quick.
Oh, wow.
Guys, I have a solution.
I'm hearing. Want to hear it?
It's about the woodpecker.
Oh. The saga continues?
The saga may come to an happy ending.
Oh, yeah. What kind of rifle you get?
2 minutes, we'll be back. Right?
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Celebrations Entertainment. Complete event services for weddings, corporate events, non-profit events, outdoor movies, casino nights, and much more. Go to celebrationsentertainment.com to get started today. The Green Bay Packers continuing preparations for their Sunday showdown at Lambeau Field, hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Kickoff is set for noon. The Packers are listed as 5-point favorites for Sunday's game, according to ESPN Bet. Plenty more to get you set for Sunday's contest. ESPN Packers reporter Rob Domofsky with all the latest over at ESPNWisconsin.com. Also, Packers offensive lineman Rasheed Walker joined Wilde and Tausch this morning. If you missed any of the conversation, subscribe for full show podcasts free on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. Meanwhile, college football, the Wisconsin Badgers 2.5-point underdogs as they get set to visit the Rutgers Scarlet Knights on Saturday. Kickoff is set for 11 a.m. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day gets the party started from 9 to 11 on Saturday morning, right here on 100.5 ESPN. Tonight, Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania, Week 8 of the high school football season. La Follette at Middleton. Coverage starts at 6:30 with kickoff at 7 on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nordman, KBN. Sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. On ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
On YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, Brad Nortman looks at our YouTube stream and goes, "What'd you say?"
I walked in, I excused myself, I walked back in the studio, and I said, what's our break screen? It looks like a piece of modern art.
It's like, that's no modern art. That is damage to my home.
I was like, oh, yeah, that's the woodpecker.
Yeah, the woodpecker, you can see it on YouTube. It looks like I got caught in a bad action movie where lots of bullets were being fired and it hit up on my house.
That's a peccary night right there.
It's a good description, Ben.
Yeah, no, seriously. And you can literally reach through the holes from the woodpecker and basically be inside my bedroom.
He has been at work. He's been working that siding.
The good news is I take a picture each day, and the tinfoil that I put up has stopped the woodpecker from pecking.
Really?
Yes. Now, I didn't do a great job, but
did you put the tinfoil over the holes, or did you?
No, I just put it near it so it was scared.
Okay.
I don't know who's on the line, but it just says Ben's woodpecker. Welcome into KBN.
Hello, Benjamin. I see you've been enjoying my house. I wish you good luck in our ongoing dispute. I look forward to the for sale sign in the near future. Goodbye, for now.
What the hell was that?
Oh, wow. That's war.
That was horrifying.
I'd never talked to a woodpecker on the phone before. But
So who's actually on the phone line?
They identified themselves as Ben's woodpecker.
They're toying with you, Ben. You hear that sass in that voice?
I'm just so confused from an actual production of the show standpoint. Did you call in from your own phone and put that on the call screen?
No. Somebody called me and said, "Hey, this is Ben's woodpecker."
Strove.
Can you throw me through?
Strove.
What?
That was heady.
What do you mean?
What do you mean it's heady?
You didn't put that person on the line. It lights up red when somebody goes on the air. What was that?
That was the woodpecker.
Who else would it be?
I don't know.
That woodpecker was calling you out.
It sounded like they were doing some more damage.
I will say I suspected this wasn't a female woodpecker.
I did too.
Why not?
I feel like, and just like with humans, it just seems like women have a little bit more sense in us that wouldn't do something that stupid, like destroy.
Yeah, like men would be more destructive.
Yeah. So I'm surprised it was a female, but shout out to her for being able to, break through barriers of the woodpecking world.
I'm so fascinated by what Alex Strofe did there that I can't even think straight. What I do know is, guess what Ben did to fix the problem?
What did you do, Ben?
Did you get a ladder?
All right, Brad thinks I got a ladder. Kyle, what do you think?
You paid somebody to do something.
Strofe, what do you think?
I honestly don't know what to think after that phone call.
I picked up my phone and I called Dad.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
You called your pop?
Really?
You didn't call you. I was the first person I would have called.
Why did you call him earlier?
Hey, Dad, because the amount of things he's already done for me in my life, I want to prove to him that I'm a man.
Hey, no.
Yeah, it's just the parental vibes, man. They just want to help.
Yeah, as parents say, I brought you in this world, I can take you out. Well, you brought me in this world, you need to help me out too. That's their responsibility. It's never over.
So my dad works in the construction world. So my brother, one of my brothers who works for my dad, and my uncle who also helps my dad out for certain things, they're going to take time out of their work day. They're going to bring their ladder. They're going to bring stuff to patch up the wood. They're going to take care of everything while I sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
You have such younger child vibes. It's crazy. I mean, it is so crazy that you just call your dad, and like a good dad and a brother, like a good older brother, just drop everything and on command go help baby brother Ben. That is so wild.
Isn't that smart?
It's smart.
It's overdue. You allowed the woodpecker to destroy your home like that, and you didn't. That's the first thing I would have did. I asked my parents for some help for you, and they said get backwards nails. Remember?
Are they
your parents were the backwards nails people?
Yeah, backwards nails. Like they peck and they.
Are they going to do anything to repel the woodpecker from going forward? They're going to repair the siding, but what if the woodpecker just comes back?
They have poison to put on the
Oh
siding.
yeah, now we talking.
Hey,
That's a heavy hitter.
Strofe, do you have that woodpecker on the line? I want to hear that message again. 800-99. Okay, there they are.
Hello, Benjamin. I see you've been enjoying my house. I wish you good luck in our ongoing dispute. I look forward to the for sale sign in the near future. Goodbye, for now.
Keywords there, Benny.
For now?
For now.
I'm just going to put out a warning to you, Miss Woodpecker, that after my daddy and my brother and my uncle take time out of their lives to come fix my house, if I see you around my house again, it will be the end of your life. And that's a threat.
For now.
Powerful.
Yeah, too bad that woodpecker gonna go back to his family talking about how sick she is.
Dave from Aaron chimes in and says, "Lucky you, Ben. My parents call me for help."
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's how the life
So
cycle
my
works.
question would be to you guys is, if my dad, my brother, and my uncle come up out of their work day to come up to Wisconsin from the Chicagoland area to fix my home, do I have to pay them?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No.
What?
Well, you offer Palermo's Pizza. You offer a carb list.
Correct.
Like you
Yeah.
give them an experience.
Compensation does not necessarily
Mean money?
Yeah, but you can't say, okay, thanks for fixing it. You can head on home now.
A nice dinner.
Yeah.
You know, I offered to buy my dad a pack of smokes. Because I know that's what he likes to do. I disagree with it, but I know I know the way to his heart. A pack of smokes, Newport 100s, he's all right.
Hey, Benny.
Hey, cigarette ads aren't.
No, you're right. I'm just saying what he
can we
smokes.
just
I don't
acknowledge
condone
something
that.
quick? Once again, Ben has come on the radio and said he is going to participate in illegal activity.
Wait, no, that's not illegal what he said.
I just
You
put
just threatened that bird.
It's a bird.
Yeah, killing woodpeckers is still illegal.
I
no matter
didn't
the way
say
you
that I
kill
did it. I haven't done it. But if they mess with my house again,
no,
I may do it.
There's no smoking gun. How could they prove that it was Ben's siding that killed the bird?
No, it doesn't matter. I think I have every right. If I pay taxes on this house, if I pay a mortgage on this house, if I decide that I want to put poison all on my house just in case an enemy tries to come into my fortress, that is on them. He has every right as a homeowner to put whatever the hell he wants on his siding. Now, if a squirrel happens to be caught in the crosshairs climbing up, that might be on your conscience, but you got to do what you got to do, man. You need to make make the lesson out of this.
JB in the V chimes in that the woodpecker has a very appealing voice.
No, it was AI.
Oh, wow.
It was AI?
Yeah.
I thought it was the woodpecker.
I mean, it was the woodpecker.
About AI, that's going to be creepy because there's going to be people okay with AI talking to them nasty.
Now, Jason chimes in and says, Bruss, don't sit there and watch. Go up there and learn something.
Time on. We got to go back to what Kyle just said.
What did he say? I'm sorry, bad listener.
Kyle, repeat what you just said.
I said it's actually, we're going down a bad path because he said that the woodpecker AI voice sounded kind of good, and I said people are going to be okay with AI talking to them nasty.
Now, the thing is with that, Kyle, I do not know this from experience, but there are like AI girlfriends.
What does that mean?
Once again, I don't know from experience.
If I had to guess, I'm guessing like you probably could go to a website and chat with an AI and they can talk back to you.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Phone conversations.
But isn't there a movie about that?
Probably.
I think it's called what was it called? Me? Was it called Me? Let me figure out what that movie is.
Not sure what it's called.
Was it with the Joaquin Phoenix? I never saw it, but I know I heard some people talking about it. And they're like, it was crazy.
It's concerning. Think about it. You go to knock on your kid's room.
It was called Her.
But yeah, just weird.
Ron in the Key chimes in, you should give each of them a game-worn Brad Nortman jersey.
That's valuable right there. They can spin that baby
Well,
around.
you said each jersey is about $250.
You're better off feeding them.
Did
valuable.
anyone ever buy that eBay jersey?
Yeah, I think so. I
Who
think
did?
so. I don't know. I might eat
Someone
it.
in KBN Nation?
Somebody did buy it, though. It was gone.
I wonder what it went for.
Peter on the text line. I forgive you. No context. We love you here at KBN Nation. Booze and food for helping them. What we hear from Ernie to Barn has been poisoning a bird is against the law. I don't think that is. There is stuff you can put on. It's not going to kill them. It just will deter them from coming back to the
You're
wood.
not poisoning the bird. Poisoning the bird is like force feeding them food. If you put poison on your house and the bird
Feeding the bird.
and the bird lands on a spot, it has no business. No, it has no business pecking on your wood. That's their own fault. They committed suicide.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually right there with you. I don't think you take any fault in this. If they decide to go onto your property, you just happen to use that on the side of your house. That's not your fault. And it just like
Guys, you can't claim self-defense against a bird in the court
Hell
of law.
with that.
Yeah, yes, you can't. In the court of law, what do you mean? He has
Put
every
that on the
right to
poll.
put on his house whatever he wants.
Can you claim self-defense against a bird?
No,
because
Ben,
bird.
I don't think you should do that because I just don't want you to go down that path. Now you got written statements and.
Chris in the show chimes in. I hope we never have a zombie apocalypse.
Try again.
Chris in the show chimes in. I love that hotkey. I hope we never have a zombie apocalypse. Kyle lost to Maddie earlier in arm wrestling.
I did not.
Ben can't get to work without going with a GPS. Brad's diet wouldn't sustain in a zombie apocalypse. Lord have mercy. Chris, Brad's neighbor, formerly in the Shota.
I still want to know where I lived next to Chris. That's wild.
Chris, please
Pabst
reply.
Farms.
What's that?
Pabst Farms. He texted in the other day.
Pabst Farms. Did you live near Pabst Farms?
Yeah, I mean, we live very, very, very close there. And Lexi grew up very, very close there.
This is weird.
This is getting weird, Chris.
This is weird.
And this is the guy
That's
that's
wild.
best friend cheated on him with his wife.
Oh,
This is the infidelity victim.
Hold
Wow,
Lexi close.
Brad. You didn't have anything to do with that, did you?
Don't you put that on the Nortman household? Nope, not that I know of.
800-990-3776. I really do appreciate all of the support from Brad, Kyle, KBN Nation. Not so much Alex Strofe, who happened to just talk to a woodpecker and relay the message to me.
Hey, she called me.
On the way out, because people find this voice really appealing. I'm just going to say it that way. This was the message before we get to more Packers conversation.
Hello, Benjamin. I see you've been enjoying my house. I wish you good luck in our ongoing dispute. I look forward to the for sale sign in the near future. Goodbye for now.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Oh, wow. North? Spread Eagle is way north. Way north.
You're doing the thing where you don't know what you're doing.
No, it is, though.
We don't know where up north is.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's bird bashing season when you swoop into Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to a wicked 50 grand cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card all October for entries. All Bird Bash entries go towards a December 20th giveaway with a monstrous 300 grand in prizes. Bird Bash makes its bewitching return. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. GRB is hosting its annual Top Prospect Camp on Saturday, October 12th for pitchers, catchers, and position players. This annual event has attracted the top talent from across the Midwest for 13 years. This is your chance to showcase your skills in front of the top colleges in the country, and the camp is open to all players in the 2025 through 2028 grad classes. Visit grbacademy.com to register now. Raise baseball. Raise your game.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STAPLE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text STAPLE to 321-321. That's STAPLE to 321-321.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At MadisonWeightLoss.com, we know the secret. Our unique weight loss program makes it easy to lose weight, get healthy, and get your energy back naturally, safely, and effectively. If you'd like to lose unhealthy fat without counting points, no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects, go to MadisonWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation in person or virtually.
Hi, it's Jesse Nelson. I've seen some amazing results by simply changing what I eat, thanks to the expert coaching from Madison Weight Loss. Closing in on the end of the 60-day program, I'm well in reach of achieving my goal to lose 40 pounds. I'm wearing clothes I never thought I'd fit into again, and I'm feeling great naturally, thanks to Madison Weight Loss.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. For your free private weight loss consultation, call 608-774-7241 or go to MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Fascinated. In the support. This is the first time that I've felt like unanimous support in anything I've talked about in the radio in the 7 years of my career. Eric chimed in. He had a woodpecker problem at his last place. Tried the owl, which I tried. Tried the tinfoil, which I tried. Hung some CDs. He did it all. They had nests, they had babies, and they woke him up 5, 6 a.m., and he would pound the wall to get them out.
They allowed them to have a nest and have babies and let the babies be born right there on their property. I would not have crushed the eggs. I would have took the nest and would have put it in somewhere else. Somewhere else. I'm dead serious.
What, the neighbor with the dog that runs around?
Yeah. That one. The dog's trying to free themselves from that crazy house.
800-990-3776. Now, I want to get to the Green Bay Packers defense because the two triggers right now, I feel like for the Green Bay Packers, have nothing to do with Matt LaFleur and the offense. It has everything to do with the wide receiver room and the communication between players. I guess you could put Matt LaFleur in there as well because he kind of just said, yeah, we're going to move on from it. And I don't think that suffices based off what Brad had shared about what Jair Alexander said last year after being suspended. I thought that was awesome to bring back a quote about someone who we would maybe deem immature and how he responded from a conversation and a suspension. That is not what we felt here from Romeo Doubs. The other side of the coin is everyone is up in arms, and you should be, about the lack of pressure from guys that you're paying a lot of money to on the front four. And so I don't know how you want to phrase this, Strofe. I trust you, because I don't know if the defense stinks, right? I think the defense still has potential, but I would almost say, who would you put the defensive struggles on? Because there's been struggles. They're not a full-on struggling defense. They've had takeaways, but they have some holes. Pun intended.
Nice.
Thanks. Who do you blame
Was
for
that
the
a
defense?
woodpecker pun?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thanks. My sighting
lives
pun.
on.
Yes. So who do you blame for the defensive struggles? Goody for the personnel. Matt LaFleur, who's the head coach and in charge of the football team day-to-day operations. Jeff Hafley, the man that Matt LaFleur hired to get these guys to play at a high level. Or the players themselves, because I think it's time that we can actually open up the idea that the players aren't good enough. When you think about Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith, these are guys that, as Brad has well documented on the show, take up over 20% of the cap space for the entire team in 2024. What say you on the defensive struggles?
To me, it's a split answer.
Boo.
It's kind of the same answer.
Thank you.
It's Goody and the players. And if I'm going to have to choose anybody, I'm going to put it on the players. Okay, so that would be my vote to be cast. I blame the players, but it's partially on Goody because if you go through his draft history, he has a history of just drafting guys that have a high ceiling and not a lot of proven college stats. Even I go back and I look at Rashawn Gary in his time in Michigan. He played 3 years at Michigan. Total throughout his time at Michigan, 10.5 sacks. Okay, he had 1 sack, then 6 sacks, then 3.5 sacks. Not something you'd say is like, oh, wow, this guy is a premier college can't-miss talent to draft in the first round. And that's just one area, even like Lucas Van Ness, who I still have some optimism for, but he was even a guy that wasn't even a starter on the Iowa offensive line, and they drafted him first round. So, outside of you're looking at, Jair Alexander early in Goody's draft picks, most of his defensive players, particularly early, were not particularly proven, high ceiling, high potential, but they just haven't been able to take that step to be good college players. So Goody inherently says, you know what, I'm going to take these guys, and they're a dart on a dartboard. I just hope that I can hit a bullseye with one of these. So then if it's partially Goody, then primarily it's on the players, because even the greatest of players that you draft, nobody's NFL ready. Nobody's coming in a finished product. So it's on the players to actually develop themselves, increase their repertoire, get stronger, get faster, get smarter, and actually do the things to win your one-on-one battles.
Goody's got a type.
For
kickers, it's young, unproven.
He just loves
rookies.
He loves the young ones.
And as we know, the RAS score, which is an athletic ability measurement that you'll get in the combine, Goody loves to measure.
He loves him a good measurement. Loves a good measurement.
Well, for me, overall, you said something very nice about the players. I understand that the players.
Well, it wasn't nice.
Well,
they got to wake up and develop themselves throughout their career. It is their career.
I agree. I agree. The players definitely have to have some blame for this. But overall, for me, when I look at a coach, right, the job of a coach is to be able to evaluate and identify talent and identify what your guys are good at and what they aren't good at. And so overall, when I look at Jeff Hafley understands, or he needs to understand what he has when it comes to this defense. When you look at a guy like Rashawn Gary, you can come in thinking Rashawn Gary is going to be great. You can come in thinking that Kenny Clark is going to create all types of pressure and wreak havoc up the middle. You can think that Preston Smith is going to be solid on the outside and not going to be able to be moved. But at the end of the day, when they show you in real games, in real action, that they are not living up to what your expectations are, then you need to be able to evaluate the team as a whole and put them in a position to be successful. That is his absolute job. What I saw for myself against that Minnesota Viking team early on in the first half, the reason why they scored 28 points ain't because Rashawn Gary wasn't getting pressure. It ain't because Preston Smith wasn't getting pressure. It ain't because Kenny Clark wasn't getting pressure. It was because he couldn't identify early enough that those 4 guys can't get pressure without bringing another one. So you need to switch up the scheme of your defense to bring more pressure, because once he did that, it rattled Sam Darnold and it helped your team. Even last week, we talked about it before earlier this week. They did a good job, and then the second to last drive that the Los Angeles Rams had, they went downfield in 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Why? Because you did not bring pressure. You sat back there. On the last drive, what did you do? The last play of the game was literally Edgerrin Cooper in the face of Matthew Stafford and Evan Williams coming around and knocking the ball down. So what I'm saying is this, is that I understand that the players are not living up to the potential and expectations that we bestowed upon them. But at the end of the day,
they're paid to do a job.
Yeah, they're paid to do a job, but still, you have expectations. We talk about Lucas Van Ness maybe not performing how we think he should perform in year 2, but overall, you as a coach need to identify your talent and put them in a position to be successful. He has not done that for the defensive line. He needs to devise a plan and a scheme to understand my guys don't have enough to get there with 4. We can't do it against good teams, but I can't put us behind the 8 ball getting down early because I want to be stubborn and only want to rush 4. So with that, it falls on Jeff Hafley to put the guys in a position to be as successful as possible. So it falls on Jeff for me.
800-990-3776. We have it on the poll on Twitter at KBN ESPN. I don't give praise to Alex Strofe too much. But today on a Thursday with no Mr. Relevant, his brain is free to cook on Twitter. Who do you blame for the sporadic defensive struggles the Packers have had this season?
My brain is free to come up with an 8-letter word?
Yep.
That's the credit.
That's the bar. That's the bar, baby. Brian
You're a good
Gutekunst,
producer.
5%. Jeff Halfley, 11%. Matt LaFleur, 5%. The players, 72%. It's so intriguing to me. You know why? Because if we did this about the defense the last 3 years, Mike Pettin and Joe Barry would be a runaway for this. So there's a honeymoon phase for Jeff Halfley because we know that they've had a good start of the season as it pertains to takeaways. And obviously Xavier McKinney, I think you can give credit to Goody there. And I think people will be probably a little more lenient towards him since he went and got a high-priced free agent who's already playing above his value already. Matt LaFleur, 4% of the vote. I think that's fine because he did actually go out and bring a guy in to change it up. So at least he did something different. Jeff Halfley, the jury's still out. But when it comes to production, people are putting on the guys, not the scheme.
I just think if you know a girl or a guy and they keep on having failed relationships, at some point you're wondering like, okay, maybe it's not the other people. Maybe it's that person. And to me, for that analogy, it's like the players for the Packers. At some point, we look at Mike Pettin and Joe Barry, and we say, you know what? They're the problem. They're the ones that aren't utilizing them right. If this defense struggles the way they are this season, and they're not doing too bad. I mean, they got takeaways, but they're not getting pressure on the quarterback. They're not playing how you hope they'd play. They might turn it around. If they have another bad couple of seasons under Jeff Halfley too, then you look at it and say, maybe they weren't the problem. Maybe personnel is the problem. So that would be the situation I'm looking at, is hoping for a turnaround, hoping for improved play. But if you stack this year and next year, you know, subpar, unenthusiastic defensive play, you got to look at the players and say, maybe it was the players all along.
Maybe I'm the problem.
I was going to say, hi, I'm Rashawn Gary.
Maybe I'm the problem.
Hi, I'm Kenny Clark.
Maybe I'm the problem.
Hi, I'm Kyle Wallace.
Maybe I'm the problem.
Except when it comes to Underdog.
Never the problem with Underdog, but you know what? Underdog is a way for you to get rid of all your problems and have fun. And I want you to have fun just like me when it comes to Underdog Fantasy Sports. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just let y'all know I'm playing Underdog today. I want you to do it as well. Make sure you use promo code KBN, and you can make picks on selecting higher or lower on player stats like Jordan Mason today. Give me the higher on receiving or rushing touchdowns. DK Metcalf, when it comes to yards, give me the higher on DK Metcalf's yards. 250 passing yards for Geno Smith. We just talked about the fact that he's one of the leading passers in the NFL. I'm going to take lower than 251.5. It's that easy. That's how you play Underdog. You select higher or lower on player stats just like I did. I made my picks. I want you to make your picks today by going to UnderdogFantasy.com or downloading the Underdog Fantasy Sports app today. The Underdog Fantasy Sports app today. And when you do that, use promo code KBN. That is promo code KBN. And Underdog Fantasy will give you up to $1,000 in opponent's cash offer when you deposit. Again, that is promo code KBN to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. And remember, must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Greg Scalzo, the big boss, is going to join us soon. 800-990-3776. Clint chimes in. You mean like Aaron Rodgers and his relationships?
Maybe I'm the problem.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Let them know the dread-headed brother loves the Green Bay Packers. When you see me, Goody, let me in the box.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about a great opportunity that Bud Light and Folds of Honor are doing this fall. Bud Light and Folds of Honor need your help to highlight stories of those who gave their all in service of our country. If you know someone close to you that is a fallen or wounded veteran or first responder, submit their story to be recognized on KBN. Now through the week of Veterans Day, submit their story at ESPNFoldsOfHonor.com and you have a chance to win a Milwaukee Bucks weekend experience. Right into ESPNFoldsOfHonor.com, you can win Bucks swag, a stay at a hotel, and so much more. That is ESPNFoldsOfHonor.com. Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semrau with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Griffin Russo from Stoughton High School. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're the second one. I covered your older brother, Gabe.
Yep.
You mentioned him as one of your role models. What kind of lessons did Big Brother teach little brother?
Gabe is my best friend. We've been working out together since I was in 7th grade, so that's going on 5 years now. Some of the advice he's given me is just always improve my best, try and become a better guy every day, whether it be on the field, as a son, as a brother, in the classroom, as a friend, just try and better myself every day, and also just to play aggressive. That's his other one.
When you look back to your time at Stoughton, what's going to stand out the most about being a student athlete here?
Yeah, definitely the community, the people, just the teachers I've had, the friends I've been able to make have been all incredible.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Every Tuesday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Don't miss the ESPN Wisconsin Media Poll Rankings Reveal Show. We unveil the top 10 teams in the large division and small division all around the state. That's every Tuesday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The ESPN Wisconsin Media Poll Rankings Reveal Show.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I'm not!
Welcome to Thursdays with Greg Scalzo.
Happy Thursday!
On Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Kyle Bruston Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. Excited to welcome in my old co-host, the big boss, the man, the myth, the legend, the voice of God on the radio. His name is Greg Scalzo.
I'm the voice of Surfer Boy Pizza. I don't know if I'm the voice of God.
Muchacho?
Muchacho.
What does muchacho mean?
Bro-chacho.
Bro-chacho. What is bro-chacho? Just like a, hey, bro-chacho, like a person?
You nailed it.
Got it. Yeah,
Is
like,
it?
hey, brother. It's like I don't know.
Surfer boy. Yeah, surfer slang.
Maybe to
West
your
Coast.
surprise, I don't surf. Clearly not West Coast.
Why
Well,
would
you
it be a
think
surprise?
I surf and I'm West Coast?
No, I mean, you said bro-chacho. You know why I said surprise, Ben. You want to explain? No, don't go.
I'm
down
not
that
going to
path.
explain.
We don't want to get you canceled.
For being a guy from the East Coast, you do a West Coast surfer dude pretty good. I will say that.
Well, I appreciate
somewhere
it.
deep inside
Thanks,
there,
bro,
then.
Chacho.
Yeah. Thanks, bro, chacho.
Bro-chacho.
Greg, did you hear how I have solidified my woodpecker problem? I think you had a woodpecker problem. How did you
I
go
did.
about fixing your woodpecker problem?
I called a woodpecker guy. Woodpecker guy came over, patched the holes up, put on those little decoys,
The discs?
that fly around. And woodpecker hasn't been back.
How do you think?
I used to have tennis balls I'd keep by the door, and as soon as I would hear them, I would just run outside and throw it at them. Didn't work.
Ever make
They would always
contact?
come back. Once I got
Good
it.
feeling?
It's a great feeling, but then I realized that even when I hit it, it just kind of like
bounced right off him.
Yeah, it was kind of fine.
How do you think Ben Bruss went about fixing
Randy
his
Johnson.
woodpecker issue?
How did Ben Bruska? You called your dad.
How did he get it that quick?
You didn't listen to the show, right?
No.
This is just a guess.
Wow.
He knows his man.
I mean, it was either your dad or your brother Steven.
Well,
like it's
my
one
dad-
or the other that you're gonna call.
My dad has now made it my brother Steven and my uncle Jimmy's priority one day of work soon to come up and patch up the holes and take care of the wood and spray it with certain stuff. So now I'm going to be fixed.
Ben is the ultimate king of using his resources, so he doesn't have to go and pay somebody to do something for him.
I'm paying them with love.
What is the appropriate compensation for a family member helping you out like that?
I mean, you try to make it
give 'em
up
a
by
drink or
helping them
something?
back. Yeah, of course. You get them a drink. You maybe you give them something that they like. Usually, I think it's like in kind, right? So the next time Ben's dad has to move something heavy, like he should drive down to Chicago to help him. It won't happen, but that's the appropriate way to, I think, make it good.
That's a shot.
When's the last time you drove down and helped Big John with anything?
Oh, gosh. It's a really good point. I've came over to your house and helped you move stuff.
That ain't Big John.
Yeah.
That's the difference. John, he lives right down the street from you. Big John lives an hour and a half, 2 hours.
You got to be a
away
level
from
of sacrifice.
Rich Pecker and Spread Eagle. Woodpecker sounds like a job for Rich Pecker. Hey, nailed it. Our poll on Twitter at KBN.
What was that?
I've never been called Rich Pecker.
Just a nice drop in there. Greg, I want your opinion on this because obviously you've spent time watching the Green Bay Packers over your 11-year illustrious career here in Wisconsin. You've seen the way that Packers fans treat defensive coordinators. Who do you blame for the sporadic defensive struggles for the Packers that they've had this season? Goody, LaFleur, Halfley, or the players?
I think ultimately it's the players. If you're Halfley, I don't understand how you would get criticized. Like, this team ended up having impressive defensive performances, and I know a lot of it's turnover-based, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the team has won games with Malik Willis at quarterback. Like, that in itself should be a great sign for the defensive coordinator. I think Goody's... Do you blame Goody for Rashawn Gary not getting to the quarterback this year? Like, I think any GM in the league would sign Rashawn Gary to that contract tomorrow if they, if it was the offseason before this season started. He's not getting after the quarterback well enough. At some point, the responsibility's on the player.
But don't you think...
Brad and I are with you. We both said players, and
players.
Kyle is trying to do his best to be the Packer backer and defend his guys till the end of time.
No, it's not that. I understand that the players have a responsibility in this. But when I look at what you said the Packers were able to win with Malik Willis at quarterback. Now, why do you think Malik Willis was so successful when he played in those two games for the Green Bay Packers?
One, the coaching for Matt LaFleur.
Oh, the coaching, huh? That's what they do.
Two, he actually played within his game and he did his job.
Huh,
Right?
who do you think coached him up and had a scheme to make sure that he can play within some type of system that would make him successful?
But even within the scheme, he protected the ball. He did what he needed to do.
You have to execute.
And also the defense got a bunch of turnovers for him. And they did great.
No, they did. But my whole point is this: is that
if the defense gives up 28 points, Malik Willis isn't getting wins.
Maybe we're talking about what we want Rashawn Gary to do. Maybe Rashawn Gary just ain't got it with his hand in the ground, and that's what I'm saying.
Are we just supposed to give up?
Yeah. Listen, you can't continue to struggle and rush forward and let teams score on you like that. No, you need to change something up. And that's why I think Matt LaFleur is a great example of, I got somebody in Malik Willis. I know what his limitations are. I know what his strengths are. I know what his weaknesses are. Let me focus a game plan around what his strengths are by, allowing him to execute that game plan. And I feel like it is Jeff Halfley's responsibility to make sure that defensive line, he knows what their strengths and weaknesses are and put them in a position to be successful. That's where I feel he's lacking at. I like him a lot better than Joe Barry. So I like the direction this defense is going. But again, if he does not fix this defensive line schematically, we're going to be in trouble. We're not winning a Super Bowl.
But the D-line and the whole defense has been constructed for the defensive line to dominate, right? That's where you got veterans and you got expensive dudes.
As Brad has said a lot, 20% of the cap and more has been put towards the defensive line in 2024.
And you take hits at other levels, right? Linebackers and outside of McKinney and Jair, you got young dudes at cornerback. So you've got a situation where the D-line has to dominate just based on how the roster is constructed.
Hey, Woulda, coulda, shoulda. We wish a lot of things, but at the end of the day, we see what the results are, and the D-line ain't dominating. They ain't living up to that 20%. So either we can sit here and say, we need y'all to live up to this 20% and say, you know what? This was a bad investment, but we can't allow this bad investment to derail our defensive season. This football team, defensively, we talked about it. Greg said it. They have forced turnovers, right? We've seen what they can do. We have to find a way to continually get pressure on the quarterback because guess what? We know that Jair Alexander, Xavier McKinney, and we'll see what other corner arises, but we know we have the guys in the back that can cover for 4 to 5 seconds. So we got to find a way to bring pressure, and maybe that pressure has to come with a linebacker helping them out and rushing 5 or 6. But
Greg
you can't sit
Scalzo
back
joining
and forth.
Kyle Bruston-Nortman here across ESPN Wisconsin. Now, Greg, as a big boss, right, you get to handle a lot of manager situations. Romeo Doubs went AWOL. They had to send security to his house to make sure he was alive. He literally just skipped out on practice. What would you do with Romeo Doubs?
Trade him for a 4th-round pick.
Right now.
Right now. Get him off the team. Get him out of the locker room.
There it is.
What if you keep him and you say we are accepting this sort of behavior, and this sort of me-focused attitude, you're endorsing that for the entire locker room, right? Look, Romeo Doubs isn't that. Does he even get you a quarter of a win? Like he's a solid wide receiver. He's not a great wide receiver. You still have Dontavian Wicks. You still have Jaden Reed. You still have.
Don't you say Christian Watson? You better go ahead and go to Tucker Kraft.
Still have.
I wish we had Christian.
Still have one hamstring of Christian Watson, not 2, but you got one. You at least got one hamstring
and a half an ankle.
You got Tucker Kraft. Look, I hate to say it right now because Kyle's going to get upset. Packers aren't going to win the Super Bowl this year anyway. So at this point, you have to really build. What are we talking about? You really think this Super Bowl team right now? This team's not winning the Super Bowl.
We ask this question every Monday.
It's week 6 today.
Kind of early.
Every
it's
Monday.
A little early to be eliminating teams from Super Bowl contention when they have a $55 million quarterback.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
Does he look like a $55 million quarterback?
Once again, I say it is week 6. We've got a little bit of time to figure out whether or not he can get back to the normal level.
Both Packer backers on edge.
On the defensive.
Great. Give it time.
You saw him the first
they're going to
weeks
make the
of last
playoffs.
year. He was not the same guy he was in the second half of the year.
They're going to make the playoffs.
And then what's going to happen?
They're not going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay, so you think
that's what's going to happen.
Okay, so
the
blood pressure of these Packer backers.
So with San Francisco?
San Francisco is a contender. They can win the Super Bowl.
They've won
worst
2
record.
Thank you. What
I don't
the
care
heck?
about worst record.
They're
They're
in
a better
shambles.
team.
They're
What
in
do you
shambles right now. You might as well eliminate them because it's week 6.
They've been there.
They look horrible.
They've been there. They've shown us they can do it.
Let's throw them in the trash.
It's
week
not
6.
week
Let's
6.
get rid of
It's
them.
looking at
Get
how
'em,
this
Stroh.
team's developed, who they are, what their strengths are, how mature they are, quite frankly. We're sitting here talking about Romeo Doubs, the second-year wide receiver, who literally was like, I didn't get the ball enough when you're throwing the ball 15 times a game. And he's complaining to get the ball enough. That's my point. Get rid of Romeo now, get you a 4th-round pick, and continue to build the team that you need to build, not for 2024, but for 2024 through 2028. Like, the best part about your $55 million quarterback is he gives you a window to win within. This isn't a win-now team. You have to build who your team is, who your culture is. If all you Packer backers are saying, well, Aaron Rodgers destroyed the team because he was selfish, and Aaron Rodgers destroyed the team, well, then you're basically saying, you know what, Romeo Doubs, we're letting him be above the team, and Romeo Doubs is not Aaron Rodgers.
I bet you said that we're going to lose to the Cowboys too, didn't you? In the
playoffs?
Oh, they're going to go
You
down
didn't think
down.
they're going to beat the 49ers,
the
Kyle.
Cowboys were struggling last year in the playoffs.
You're not a believer. You're not a Packer believer.
I think they can win the division. I think they're going to be in the playoffs.
How do they win the division? That means they're better than Detroit, who won the final 2 teams in the NFC last year.
But they're like, Detroit's like, meh.
So you just think it's the 49ers are busting the NFC?
No, I don't think it's 49. Look, I think the Detroit Lions can win the Super Bowl. I don't think that the Packers can.
It is disrespect.
That's not disrespect. It's honesty.
Thanks for coming on the show, Greg.
Honesty's tough. Who's more mature, Romeo Doubs or your 3-year-old daughter?
Oh, wow. That's a tough one.
Does your 3-year daughter talk?
It's bad that it's tough. I don't know Romeo Doubs. That's the tough part.
Who's more mature, Kyle Wallace or your
here's
daughter?
Here's my thing: is I'm not going to actually dap up my coach because I'm still angry when I return to practice thing. That's like next level. Like that's a malcontent in the locker room.
Yeah,
Brad,
I mean,
you've been in NFL locker rooms. When you have somebody, and anybody, you've been in an office space, you're at work. If there's somebody who is, soiling the water, everyone's affected by it.
Yeah, I mean, that toxicity can grow and spread fast. That's why I look to Jordan Love to be like the leader that they're paying him to be. Because if he can't smooth this over with someone that's supposed to be his buddy and Romeo Dobbs and kind of bring him back in the fold, then
I'm out
then
on
you
their
question-
friends thing. Like, if you were friends with somebody, Brad, in the NFL, there's no way you wouldn't be able to communicate with them and know that they were thinking about just not showing up.
Well, I wonder what happened like Wednesday night to Thursday morning, right? Or when he missed one day, why didn't Love reach out to him and say, "Hey, what's up? You okay?"
Because he's got two wide receivers that are way better than him.
No.
I was gonna say it's literally Jaden Reed is the answer.
If my boy was tripping and he didn't want to come to work, he didn't want to do something, and I went to him and I said, "Hey, what's going on? Like, you weren't here this day." My expectation is for him to be here the next day, or at least I can go to the coach and say, he ain't gonna be here. I don't think he even probably went to kind of talk to him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm surprised one full day, because he missed 2 days. One full day came and went, and Jordan Love seemingly didn't step in, which that surprises me.
Greg Scalzo, not a Packer backer, not in the 2024 green and gold goggles for this season, does not believe this team will win the Super Bowl.
Hey, Benny, I just wanted to think back to the show you and Greg used to do. You guys did something that sounded a little bit like this. When people casted doubt, you did something a little bit like this.
Banned!
You're all right. Yes.
You're banning yourself from the Super Bowl train.
Was also with bye-bye. That was with a 4-time MVP quarterback. 4-time MVP quarterback.
And how many Super Bowl appearances?
One.
Okay. I
Talk to me
mean,
in 10
all
years.
those MVPs and all those trophies.
Oh, so we got to wait 10
to
years
watch.
for Greg's opinion to be
I'm just
valid
saying
on
Jordan
this?
Love will have 4 MVPs by then.
The ultimate long game.
You think he's on 4 MVPs?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's 20.
Look at his
26.
hair. He's all disheveled.
Yeah.
He's
Stressed behind the glass.
Disheveled.
4 is a lot, Stroke.
You came in here, you started throwing shade left and right
I
on the
didn't
team that's
throw
going to win the
shade.
Super Bowl.
You did.
What are the Super Bowl odds right now? Like, how far down the list do you have to go to get to
Not
the
far.
Packers at
Probably
winning
still
the
top
Super Bowl?
10.
Yeah, they're not far.
And they might be higher than the
That's
Niners.
just one click away.
Top
folks.
10 isn't that high, though.
Okay, top 6.
Well, it's the NFL.
They're not
Brad.
the top
You
10.
played
I
in
know.
it
What?
for
They're
6
not
years.
top
only the
10.
top
They're
third.
not the top 10.
They got to be top 10.
They're behind. You want to know where the Packers are, according
Where?
to the smartest people in sports, which are the ones that set the lines?
I'm at Potawatomi Sportsbook, Greg. Let me
They're-
use the Potto Sportsbook line.
Okay, but they're tied with the Atlanta Falcons at 25-1.
See, no, Atlanta Falcons, absolutely not. Come on now. Kirk Cousins ain't sniffing a Super Bowl in his career.
I see per Potto Sportsbook 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're
top 10.
plus 2,200. Ahead of them are the Eagles, Vikings, Texans, Bills, Lions, Niners, Ravens, Chiefs.
Come on.
And we love Potawatomi, but you go into another odds.
Advanced analytics?
No, you go to ESPN Bet, and they're behind the Falcons and the Cowboys as well.
They don't know
Oh,
what
there's
they're talking
probably
about.
some.
That's-
There's probably
that's-
some home money here in the Potto Sportsbook. A lot of
For
they
sure.
got to
No.
protect themselves
Come
with
on
the
now.
odds.
That's a bunch of baloney.
Okay, you might think it's a bunch of baloney, but me saying that the team that right now is somewhere between 10 and 12 in terms of best odds to win the Super Bowl, me saying you're not going to win the Super Bowl, so get rid of Romeo Dobbs and save the culture of your locker room and get a 4th-round pick.
I say trade
I feel
him.
vindicated.
I was okay.
I feel validated.
I was okay with the trade, Romeo Dobbs, but then you just took it a step too dang far by talking about the Packers on the Super Bowl contender.
If this is a win now, you have to win this year team, and you don't care about next year, you care more about this year, then yeah, why would you get rid of Dobbs? That 4th-round pick's not playing this year.
Kyle, last word.
I am all for trading Romeo Dobbs, but I think without Romeo Dobbs, this team can still win the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. Are you Team Scalzo or Team Wallace right now? There we are. Greg Scalzo, thank you for the time. We will talk to you in 2 weeks. Look forward to your perspective.
I don't.
Thank you, gentlemen, except for you, Strofe.
Molly Brown of Jim, Matt, and Molly joins us for Crosstalk. Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
It's the 414 Hour at 4 on KBN.
Wow. Just wow.
Has he sound good? We've been practicing.
I did it all last week. I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of my progress.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.